Good morning, Gemini. How are you today? My name is Sherilyn, and I'm here to do your weekly reading. This one is going to be for Monday, July 14th through Thursday, July 17th. That's kind of the whole deal. We'll be back on Wednesday to do bonus readings and get you through your weekend. And that's it. We're going to see if we can't get you a reading that resonates with you, or so we hope. There we go. Okay, this one's for my Geminis, Geminis, Geminis. All right. From the top, what do we got? We're starting with the Magician. Okay. The Magician to the Knight of Swords to the Ace of Cups. So this is your recent past or your backstory going into this reading. Currently, I have you with the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Sun. In the near future, I'm looking at the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. Okay, bottom of the deck for this reading is the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the undercurrent to this entire reading right here has something to do with the Sword of Truth. Now, which side of that you fall on, I don't know. Is it truth that you're bringing forward? Is it a truth somebody else is bringing forward to you? I'm not sure about that yet, but I can tell you truth is at the undercurrent here. That's what's the fiber holding this reading together, okay? The card at the center of your read, so from almost every direction, it somehow plays into the equation, is the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords speaks of extreme anxiety and stress over something, okay? So we'll see how these two play in as we go. Let's start from the beginning. For me, that's the recent past. Okay, we have the Magician, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so you're manifesting some sort of clarity about a love situation is what I feel. I feel like you are 1 foot into a love situation. For some of you, maybe it's 1 foot back in. I'm not sure about that part. But I feel like you have not yet totally invested into whatever this dynamic is because you're searching for a sense of clarity that you have yet to find. Meaning as soon as you can find this clarity, you'll be in. Unless it's clarity you don't like, then you'll be out. You know what I'm saying? You'll make a strong decision or whatever. You'll stand on your decision. But right this second, you're wavering someplace on top of the gate because you just can't quite get the clarity you want to know which way to go, is what I think. Or this was what was happening in the recent past, okay? And because we have the Ace of Swords over here, I have a feeling you're still looking for it right this second. Anyways, we couldn't change the recent past if we wanted to. It's already happened. But however it's played out is what's affecting the rest of this read, okay? So on we go. Now we're in the current. What do we have in the current? I have the Ace of Pentacles. So there's a new situation here. The Nine of Swords, so you're stressed out. And the Sun card in this particular position where I have it right here, this is really saying the same thing again. You're trying to shed light on something. You just don't trust either someone or a situation, or both. There's something here that you just don't trust. You can't invest because you don't trust that you're safe in this situation, or you don't trust the person or something. So until you can get the clarity you're looking for, you're just stagnant. You're waiting. You're trying to find whatever this clarity is. At any rate, so that's where the stress comes from. And the Sun is like you still trying to shed light on a situation. You want to be able to see. It's like looking at water and not knowing how deep it is. You want to be able to see what's going on here, right? You want to see where the ground is, and that's what you're having trouble with, is how I feel. Ace of Pentacles is speaking of a new situation or opportunity that's presented itself. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. I think these may very well be the same situation here, is how I see this. But anyways, let's keep going. Okay, so that's what we got. You're just searching still, searching for this clarity so you know whether or not to invest. All right, what do we have in the near future? Now I've got the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. All of this I feel like is about a divine union. Four of Pentacles, this is a divine union that you are not letting go of, whether it's good for you or not, it looks like. Okay, so then we have the Three of Wands. Okay, so Three of Wands is here because you're trying to move forward towards your future. I believe that very similar to Aries. If you would let go of whatever it is you're supposed to let go of, your travels into the future would be much quicker, would be made expedited much, okay? But you're not. For some reason, you are hanging on to whatever this divine union is whether it's karmic or not, it looks like. However, you're still not totally invested either. So you're still hanging on to it. You won't let go, but you're not totally invested because you don't trust it until you can get clarity one way or the other. That's where you're at. So basically, you're just holding yourself hostage. You've got yourself stagnant while you sit and look for some sort of clarity right now. Okay, well, you could trust your intuition, you know, but that's what you're not doing. So let's see. Behind the Ace of Swords, I have Justice and the Two of Swords. There's a decision that has to be made. You still got the blindfold on. You don't want to make it. You're refusing to make it basically until you can find the clarity you want. And by refusing to make this decision, you are keeping the ability for the scales to be balanced in your life at bay. So the scales cannot be balanced out right now until you make a decision and go one way or another, right? Okay, so I see where we're at. So you're being impossible. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. Okay, I was going to get water. I guess I'll wait till this is over. Okay, let's see. What else we got? Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Wands, and the Page of Swords. You've got the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords. You're really... With the Four of Wands here, this divine union is a higher level soulmate. I'll give you that. I just don't know that they're karmic or not. Or that they haven't turned karmic, or the situation, basically saying, I don't know if the situation hasn't just turned toxic at this point, but you don't think so, I guess, or you're not sure. Wheel of Fortune would say that there is something bigger at play here. So even though it might not feel like it, the Wheel of Fortune is spinning in your favor. So when do you get this clarity? What am I doing here? The Emperor, the Judgment, and the Temperance. Wow, that's a strong 3 cards there. The Emperor is speaking of you taking your power back out of a situation. Judgment would be you calling judgment on this situation at hand, I guess, once you get the clarity. And Temperance is you being very patient and looking for a sense of healing. So I would have to believe that eventually you are going to find this clarity you're looking for. And according to these cards, it would say that that will probably push you in the direction of finally letting go of whatever it is you're refusing to let go of right now. But I cannot tell you how long that's going to take, because you're not making this very easy. Let me see what else I've got. The Three of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the King of Swords, okay? Gemini, you got a lot of emotions when it comes to this particular situation. Eight of Swords, you're all up in your head about it. King of Swords, you know, you are very defensive, both towards this situation and about this situation. So you're just sword drawn all the time, like you're looking all the way around you all the time, ready to fight anybody who comes near you, so you can defend the situation, and at the same time you're defensive towards the situation. So that's kind of a... Anyways, there you go. This is almost like you're being like a Taurus or something. You're being very, very stubborn here, Gemini. It's not really your nature normally, but it's okay. You've done made up your mind, it looks like, for now, to stick this out. So let's see what else we get. Monday, I've got the Queen of Swords now and the Ten of Swords. I feel like this person has betrayed you before, but now you don't want to look at the past to judge the future. So you're like, yeah, they did, but that was a long time ago, and we're not going to look at it like that. Okay. Tuesday, I have the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. For some reason, even if this is toxic for you, this person feels like home. And there's just nothing you can do about that, I guess. This is what feels like home to you. And you want to continue to collaborate with them. Wednesday, I have the Nine of Pentacles and the World. Wednesday is about you considering taking your power back to try to take back your independence and close this cycle. Thursday, the Star card and the Nine of Cups. But you don't do it, I don't believe, because this is still your wish fulfillment and you still have hope and faith. So, what do I see for this week? A lot of being up in your head, a lot of being stressed out, and nothing different. I don't think there'll be anything different when I talk to you next week on Sunday, because I don't think anything different's happening here. Until you find this magical clarity that you're looking for, or something drastic happens, I don't think you're going to make any real moves here, Gemini. You are miserably content where you're at, or something like that. Unhappily content. You're just not going to make any moves. You're not willing to gamble on this, is what it is. Unless somebody can bring you cold hard truth or something, you're not gonna. Okay, so there you have it. Whatever the cards say, go out there and make it the best week you possibly can. You have to live in your authenticity. So if this is what you authentically feel like you want to do, then that's what you got to do. Okay. All right. I'll be back on Wednesday with bonus readings. I'll be back next Sunday to do this again. I'm here every day with the daily energy check-ins if you want to check those out. At least there wasn't anything crazy bad happening, right? So it's a good week. there you go. We don't always have to move forward every week, right? Okay, take care.